The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 90 of the Daily Mother Swole. What's up on Busker and Periscope? Michelle, I was just watching the towel. Well, now I'm just wearing... I'll have to leave that for the imagination, so aren't you going to wonder now? Periscope, what's going on? This is inspired by someone who asked me a question on Periscope earlier. I forgot who it was, and I didn't get to answer because I was eating bacon. I was stuffing my face with bacon. And also, Yo Pickles on Busker. She was watching me in a towel as well, and we were talking about abs. And it just got me thinking, how much abs is too much? That's like asking an ancient Chinese emperor, like, when does a harem get too big? You know, it's like, when is it too big? He'd be like, oh, never. Hi. Okay, something like that. Now, it's like, people saying, when's too much money? It depends. Now, I'm not saying too much abs like you're going to look like a freaking Ninja Turtle, but how many times a week to train? How much volume? How much weight? How much abs is too much? How much abs is too much? Here's the thing with abs. As always, I'm going to finish this whole conversation with something that's probably going to piss everyone off, but it's the truth. So you're going to chew it, you're going to swallow it, and you're going to like it like a Flintstones vitamin. Ab training. Abs are a fickle muscle group. What's up, Danielle? Abdominals are more slow twitch fibers. Abdominal muscles need more stimulation in general. However, you have different parts of the abdominal cavity, different parts of the core that are important. So I've explained before on different podcasts, on other Daily Swoles, that the core is from the pelvis all the way to the cervical spine. Most people, when we talk about the core, you talk about just the six-pack area. The core is actually everything but the arms and legs and the actual cranium itself. So the base of the core, the hips and the pelvis. Oh, my Periscope, my phone just crashed. I'll load that back up. We're going to keep going. I will keep rocking. I'm going to edit this. Pardon me. Periscope is an important part of my Daily Swole, and I'm just going to start a broadcast. Continued. Live showbiz, right? Continued. Continue from crash. Stay with me here. Stay with me here. This will be edited for YouTube. This is the good stuff, though. This is real. That's why live, you know what? People would freak out and get nervous and worry about it. This is what I like about live streaming. It's like shit happens. You never know what's going to happen. We're going to pretend like this is fun. Anyone have any questions on Busker in the meantime while we're just kind of jerking each other off? Fitness, abs, muscle. Did that just make everyone really uncomfortable? Strength. How about hashtag Zika? I think we're talking about Zika virus. Doing abs actually prevents the Zika virus from... I'm just joking. It affects pregnant women, right? So if you do your abs and your abs are really strong, it'll just crush Zika. Just destroy it. Like not a chance. All right, let's go LTE. Forget you, Wi-Fi. Oh my God, what's going on with my phone? Am I on Wi-Fi? Am I not? Question is, where the hell was I? All right, I think we're back up. Yeah. I don't know. Oh my God. Come on. Do me a favor. Are we working? Are we good? We okay? We alive? What is going on? Yeah. Well, good. Chill on Busker for a second. I'd agree with you. I'm going to try one more time. Periscope's a huge part of my broadcast, so I'll edit this for YouTube. I know where we are. You chill for a second. I'm not going to take that much longer. Like I was saying, live showbiz. My phone's freaking out. I don't think it's going to work again. I have a feeling it's going to keep on crashing for some reason. Maybe because I put Zika in the hashtag. Sassimate Team Eli. Yeah. This might be like Custer's last broadcast. Not stopping again. As I was saying before Periscope crashed twice, you sons of bitches. Can we start now? Now my freaking file is going to be like 13 gigs and it's going to be great for editing. I appreciate that. Thank you, Periscope. Thank you, Periscope. Go to Busker. Let's support Busker. Periscope is going down. All right. Where was I? Abs are a fickle muscle group. Someone asked me what the word fickle is. Wikipedia.com. The abdominals are largely comprised of type 1 slow twitch muscle fibers. Slow twitch muscle fibers means that they respond more to longer duration activity, stress over a longer period of time. You have different parts of the core. I explained that the core is from the pelvis all the way up to the cervical spine. Because of this, because your core is not just your six-pack, you have layers of the core. You have internal muscles like the transverse abdominis, muscles like the multifidus, muscles that support the actual individual vertebrae. So you have to work those more importantly. Those are more responsible for lower back prevention in terms of injury and stability than the six-pack. The six-pack can actually cause the rectus abdominis, the muscles you can see, can actually cause more harm than good because people train them too much. It causes too much pull on the spine, whereas the smaller stabilizers underneath, not the movement muscles of the abs, the stabilizers are weak and it's cranking a weaker core around, and that's why people do crunches and still get back pain because they're not working their stabilizers. They just do crunches trying to work their six-pack. Not to mention crunches aren't the best thing for six-pack, not to mention they're doing crunches wrong. So, that being said, what's the best way to work your abs? What is the best way to train abs? Well, you could go about it a couple different ways. I would recommend a combination of resisted ab workouts with more structured around stabilization workouts. That means doing a few abdominal workouts a week. Some people say train them every day. Some like to do them once a week. The abs, in my opinion, from my personal experience for myself, could go for more stimulation than just once a week. I don't think any muscle should be worked every single day, especially hard. If you did a plank every single day, like yoga every single day, I mean, your abs are working even when you're standing up in the kitchen. So you can work your abs every day, but in terms of training, like intense training, I wouldn't do them more than 3 or 4 days a week if you really push them. And you have to build up to that. So don't forget, the abs are a muscle like anything else, the ab region, and it's also a sensitive area if you have compensation. So I would start with a couple things. If you want to work your abs more frequently, if you want to strengthen your core, focus on core stabilization exercises. On my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Swolenormous, you will find in the exercise video list, you'll find the supine hip bridge. You'll also find the plank. You also see the single leg squat. Believe it or not, working your glutes and isolating your glutes works your core. It stabilizes your core, it neutralizes your pelvis, and makes sure that when you do other abdominal movements, it hits the abs more and it supports your back better. So glutes are just as important as doing abs. It is hot as fuck outside today. Yeah, no kidding. Welcome to the club. I assume you're in Miami because it's just like a sweaty ball sack every day of the year, especially in the summer. So when you're working your abs, focus on stabilization. Plank stability. I love the ab roller. I'm going to do a video soon on the ab roller, how to do the ab roller properly, because most people do the ab roller improperly. That's just a very common, it's a great tool, the little wheel. The ab wheel is one of the best things you could do for abs. It's fantastic. It's very cheap. It's affordable. You can kind of manufacture one of those out of a bunch of different things, but most people do them completely wrong, and it can hurt you more than help you. So in terms of ab frequency, maybe make one of those workouts a heavier resistance workout where you use weighted, where you put plates on your back, where you do something with a band, where you use some kind of resistance, or slower negatives are better. If you do body weight, just do a slower negative. Do reverse crunches. Do something where you lower your legs slowly. When you do your, let's say your wheel, you go out slower. You can increase the resistance, so to speak, with greater time under tension by taking more time through the movement rather than just swinging through it and doing more reps. It's better to do 10 reps slower for abs than it is to do 500 crunches a night. Most of the time when you see someone that says, oh, I do 500 sit-ups or 500 crunches a night, they're the ones that don't have abdominal muscles. First off, because they're not doing that properly, they're probably not doing their other weight training properly. And if you're doing 500 crunches, you're not doing them correctly, because if you do a crunch or if you do any kind of core work properly, I will tell you, and I'm very, very, very confident in saying almost as a fact, you're not doing 500 of them unless you're doing like 75 sets of 5 or whatever the math is. You're not doing that many. Because I'll have a ball and show someone how to do a ball crunch properly, and they're like, oh, I do these all the time. I do 500. You ain't doing it right, home slice. I show them how to do it. They do like 6, and they're, oh my God, I can't move. Yeah, because you finally did more work in 6 reps than you did in 1,000 the way you're bouncing around. Remember, it's all about time under tension combined with resistance. It's not all about time under tension, because just holding a 5-pound dumbbell like this all the time for 5 minutes isn't going to get you jacked arms. But a combination of heavier weight with time under tension can activate stabilizer muscles more and also build muscle. And it's safer because you don't have to use quite as much weight. So instead of swinging around heavy dumbbells, instead of swinging around heavy barbells, instead of swinging around heavy weights for abs, drop the weight, slow down the movement, especially and specifically the eccentric, the lowering, and the lengthening movement with most exercise when the muscle is contracting while lengthening. And you can see some of my podcasts and my daily swells on YouTube about the eccentric movements. Eccentric movements is overloading the strongest range of motion for the muscle while the muscle is lengthening while contracting. And that will completely fatigue the muscles. Negatives, you might have also heard of negatives. And that's one of the best things you could do for muscle growth, especially when you hit a plateau, especially when you need to stimulate muscle size. Is this just for abs? This specific broadcast? Yeah, I'm talking about abs, but I'll field a couple questions after. So that's my take on abs. That's the fact on the 6-pack. And I have a 6-pack, I have an 8-pack, I have a 10-pack, I have lots of abs, and I rarely actually work abs, to be honest with you. I don't do them too often. I'm starting to get back into it and find a little more interest in it again lately, and I'll be showing some more stuff on abs because I know people like it. Just remember that if you want abs, it's not, okay, let me just do more abs. You get abdominals by doing a lot of overloading exercise like squats, like deadlifts, like heavy bench press, even on a bench, barbell rows. By doing heavy resistance training, you're strengthening your abdominals by eating properly, you're leaning out, and then you'll be able to see your abdominals. So doing things like core stabilization movements like plank, reverse crunch, also doing things like the supine hip bridge, single leg squat, those kind of core stabilization movements will strengthen your lower back, tighten up your transverse abdominis using the draw-in maneuver when you're doing all your exercises, and bracing at the same time, strengthen your TVA, which is your transverse abdominis, strengthening those stabilizers on the spine, neutralizing your spine, good form, heavy resistance, and you will have visible abs with a proper nutritional program. Other exercises for abs are great, but don't forget they're movement muscles. They work the six-pack. They work the superficial muscles that won't be seen unless you're leaning out, unless you're using systemic resistance training. If you're not doing systemic resistance training, if you're doing a lot of crunches, a lot of movement exercise for the abs, and you're not doing any core stabilization, you are a prime candidate for back pain or an injury, and that's going to set you back from all your training. So don't be an ego lifter. Don't be silly. Don't keep on doing those crazy ass sit-ups, hanging off the edge of a bench, those Roman chair things when you don't have the first clue about how to stabilize your core and strengthen your glutes and stabilize your hips. A lot of people just jump into all this stuff, this ninja stuff, and they think they are big shit. They think they're doing it properly, and all of a sudden, boom, they hurt themselves. Oh my God, I do this every day. Oh, I'm in such good shape. I do this all the time. Yeah, your body was hanging by a string for 4 years, and all of a sudden, that string just went snip. Thank you for joining me for episode 90 of the Daily Mother Swole. Live like a king clam on Busker and Periscope. That's Busker, Busker app, now available for Android. Periscope at Swolenormous. You can also find this as a podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes and Stitcher. Just type in Swolenormous or huge jacked bearded Viking and it'll come up. And also youtube.com/Swolenormous, where you see all of my podcasts, all the Daily Swole, Driving While Gaining. I just posted some new Swole Motion. If you like to be motivated, if you want to know the real deal, what I really think, check out my Raw series, Swolenormous Raw, on my YouTube channel. These videos are like a minute to 2 minutes tops, and I have about 60 something of them, and I'm posting about probably more 5 or 6 of them today. They're awesome. Let me know what you think. Like the videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment below, stay in touch with me. Let me know what you think, what you want to see. And if you want any more information personally, how you want to get results, if you want to lose some more weight, if you want to build some more muscle, check out my Swolenormous Premium program privately on Facebook. You can check it on my website. It's $4.99 a month. You can get it at swolenormous.com. And it's a private Facebook group with accountability, videos, live streaming broadcasts of my yoga classes, of my live streaming of all my workouts, my meal plan. I talk about everything, how I eat. We break down program design for individual members, so it's a really cool group. Do accountability meetings once or twice a week, Q&As, random private scopes. So it's very, very cool. Check it out, www.swolenormous.com. Aside from that, I am here every day, 12 noon Eastern time on Busker Periscope, and I do the podcasts. I put them all over the place. You just heard me say it. I won't spray it. One more time, flexing for the camera, admire the gains. You know, they say a picture says 1,000 words. Mine says 2,000. If I put my hair down, 3,000. I will see everyone tomorrow for episode 91 of The Daily Swole. Peace.
Another.